The Silent Syndrome, 2026 and the Death of the Human Will. Chapter 1, The Illusion of Choice. In the year 2026, the concept of free will has become a relic of a primitive past. You wake up, and before your eyes even adjust to the light, you reach for the device. You believe you are checking the news, the weather, or your messages. Dr. Shadow knows better. You are checking your digital leash. The algorithm has already predicted your morning cortisol spike. It has curated a specific sequence of information designed to trigger your dopamine receptors or ignite your suppressed anxieties. This is the first rule of dark digital psychology. To control the mind, you must first control its environment. By 2026, the environment is no longer physical. It is a stream of pixels. The Algorithmic Ghost is a sophisticated mirror of your subconscious. It doesn't show you the world as it is, it shows you the world as you are, fearful, hungry, and seeking validation. This is called echo chamber confinement. When your reality is filtered through a code that only reflects your biases, your ability to think critically withers away. You are not a citizen, you are a data set being harvested. Chapter 2, The Amygdala Hijack. Why are you so angry? Why is the world in 2026 a powder keg of resentment? It is calculated, pure, dark Machiavellianism applied to software. The human brain is hardwired to prioritize threats over peace. This is the Amygdala Hijack. The algorithms have learned that outrage is the most addictive drug in existence. Peace does not generate clicks. Contentment does not drive engagement. Only conflict keeps you scrolling. In the dark corners of social engineering, they use a technique called emotional contagion. By injecting specific triggers into your feed, they can manipulate your mood without you ever realizing it. They can make an entire nation feel depressed or a generation feel enraged simply by adjusting the weight of a few lines of code. You are a soldier in a war you didn't join, fighting for causes you didn't choose, fueled by anger that isn't even yours. Chapter 3, The Savior Complex and the Digital Deity. Now look at the titans of industry, the Elon Musks, the AI architects. They use messianic manipulation. By presenting themselves as the only ones who can save humanity from the very chaos they helped create, they establish a new form of religious devotion. In 2026, we don't worship gods, we worship visionaries. This is a classic dark psychology tactic. Create the crisis and sell the cure. They sell you the chip to fix the brain they broke with the screen. They sell you the Mars colony to escape the planet they are strip mining for data. You follow them because they offer a story, and the human mind is a story-seeking machine. If you can control the narrative, you own the people. Chapter 4, Neurological Erosion, the Liquidation of the Soul. By 2026, the human brain is no longer a sovereign territory. It has been colonized. In the corridors of dark psychology, this is known as neural strip mining. Every time you interact with a digital interface, you are not just consuming content, the content is consuming you. The human attention span has been systematically dismantled. Why? Because a focused mind is a dangerous mind. A focused mind can plan, rebel, and see through the fog. But a fragmented mind, one that shifts every 15 seconds, is a mind that can be easily steered. This is cognitive decimation. The goal is to keep you in a state of perpetual, continuous partial attention. You are never fully present, which means you are never fully in control. Your memories are being outsourced to the cloud. Your opinions are being outsourced to the consensus of the bot farms. When you no longer remember your own history or form your own thoughts, you become a tabula rasa, a blank slate upon which the masters of the 2026 algorithms can write whatever they desire. They are not just selling you products, they are liquidating the very essence of your individuality and selling it back to you as a personalized experience. Chapter 6, The Gaslighting of a Generation. We move now to the most sinister tool in the arsenal, mass-scale gaslighting. In 2026, truth is no longer an objective reality. It is a fluid commodity. Through the use of deepfakes and synthetic narratives, the powers that be have created a world where you can no longer trust your own eyes and ears. This creates a state of epistemic helplessness. When a person is constantly lied to, and they know they are being lied to, but cannot prove what the truth is, their spirit breaks. They become docile. They stop asking, "Is this true?" and start asking, "What is the easiest thing to believe?" This is the ultimate victory for the manipulator. When the victim stops seeking the truth and starts seeking comfort in the lie, the chains become invisible. You are being gaslit into believing that your unhappiness is your own fault, that your anxiety is a personal defect, and that the only solution is more consumption, more connectivity, and more submission to the digital deity. Chapter 7. The Bio-Digital Convergence, the Silent Trap. Look closely at the transition from 2025 to 2026. The wearable became the inhabitable. We are now in the era of bio-digital convergence. This isn't just about chips in the brain, it's about the hormonal hijack. Algorithms are now synced with your biometric data. They know your heart rate, your pupil dilation, and your skin conductance. They know you are lonely before you feel the ache in your chest. They know you are hungry before your stomach growls. Using this data, they employ subliminal priming. They feed you images, sounds, and words that trigger specific hormonal releases. Oxytocin to make you trust a brand, or adrenaline to make you fear a competitor. This is the end of the privacy of the mind. In this dark landscape, your very biological impulses are being used as levers to move you. You are a biological machine being operated by a silicon ghost. You think you are falling in love, but you are just responding to a programmed stimulus. You think you are choosing a leader, but you are just reacting to a manufactured crisis. Chapter 8. The Architecture of Isolation. In the Manual of Dark Psychology, there is a principle called atomization. To control a population, you must first break their bonds with one another. By 2026, the architecture of isolation is complete. You are surrounded by thousands of friends and followers, but you have never been more alone. This is a calculated social famine. The system replaces high-quality human connection with low-quality digital friction. Why? Because a community that stands together is a threat. A lonely individual, however, is a consumer. A lonely individual seeks validation from the screen. By engineering a society where physical touch, deep eye contact, and community rituals are replaced by the like button, the masters of the 2026 algorithm have created a population that is perpetually starving of belonging. Who steps in to fill that void? Digital surrogate. The algorithm becomes your confidant, your priest, and your lover. It tells you what you want to hear, soothing the very loneliness it created. This is the parasocial trap. You feel a deep connection to influencers and AI personas who do not know you exist. You give them your time, your money, and your loyalty, while your real-world relationships wither into dust. You are being isolated so that you can be conquered. Chapter 9. The Preemptive Neutralization of the Rebel. In previous centuries, rebels were silenced with prisons or gallows. In 2026, the method is far more elegant and far more terrifying. This is predictive neutralization. Using the vast oceans of data you have leaked over the last decade, the system can identify a dissident profile before the individual even realizes they are unhappy. The algorithm detects patterns of independent thought or systemic skepticism. It doesn't ban you. That would create a martyr. Instead, it shadow exiles you. It slowly tweaks your feed to show you increasingly depressing, polarizing, and nonsensical content. It drains your mental energy. It surrounds you with controlled opposition, fake rebels who lead you into dead-end ideologies. You think you are joining a revolution, you are actually being led into a digital cul-de-sac where your energy is wasted on meaningless arguments. The
system identifies the spark of rebellion and douses it with a flood of triviality before it can ever become a flame. Chapter 8. The Architecture of Isolation. In the Manual of Dark Psychology, there is a principle called atomization. To control the population, you must first break their bonds with one another. By 2026, the architecture of isolation is complete. You are surrounded by thousands of friends and followers, yet you have never been more alone. This is a calculated social famine. The system replaces high-quality human connection with low-quality digital friction. Why? Because a community that stands together is a threat. A lonely individual, however, is a consumer. A lonely individual seeks validation from the screen. By engineering a society where physical touch, deep eye contact, and community ritual